your hands up, Mr. Bond. We're sending a boat along to take you off.
There's a saying in England, where there's smoke, there's fire.
So 1962's 007 debut, Dr. No, was such a runaway success that only a year later we got the Spies' next adventure in From Russia with Love. This entry is not only my personal favourite, but apparently also star Sean Connery's most preferred instalment. It's not without its flaws, which we will discuss, but this film certainly features a style that would influence the Daniel Craig era as they She'll also bring with her the much sought after Lecter encryption machine. Sounds like a good deal. However, her defection is actually a cunning plan created by SPECTRE in order to get revenge against 007 for offing Dr. No. Now Bond and Co do suspect it's a trap.
No, it's some sort of trap.
Well, obviously it's a trap.
But getting their hands on a Lecter machine is worth the risk.
Well, I don't know too much about cryptography, sir, but a Lecter could decode their top secret signals. The whole thing's so fantastic, it just could be true.
But unknown to our hero, ex-KGB agent Rosa Klebb has hired Spectre super agent Red Grant, played by Robert Shaw, to also get his hands on the Lecter and eliminate 007.
He seems fit enough. Have him report to me in Istanbul in 24 hours.
Now, although From Russia with Love is a twisty, turny Cold War thriller with double agents galore, it never becomes overly complex or too contrived. I mean, this movie's got a perfect mix of realism and fantasy, and here Sean Connery seems more laid back and charming than he did in Dr. No, although still dialing up the serious side when required. Now, the majority of the action here takes place in Istanbul as Bond hooks up with his ally Karim Bey, a kind of Turkish Bond who has as many wives as he does sons who work for him, and also uses tunnels and a submarine periscope to spy on the Russian embassy. It's daft, but it works.
Underneath the Russian consulate. A present from your navy.
Karim Bey here helps Bond hook up with the defecting Tatiana, and also helps setting up nabbing the Lecter in one of the most casual heists you're ever likely to see on film.
Russian clocks are always...
Now, once our heroes have the decoding machine in their possession, they need to escape cross-country on the Orient Express train. And the film here becomes a train movie, which I'm always a fan of, with Bond and his new squeeze and Robert Shaw's villain tagging along.
Which lunatic asylum did they get you out of?
Don't make it tougher on yourself.
My orders are to kill you and deliver the Lecter. How I do it's my business.
This is my favourite sequence of the movie, as a cat and mouse game aboard the train is now afoot, and culminates in a great scrap between the pair due to the Spectre agent's not too subtle drugging of Tatiana's drink.
What was it? The stuff you put in a drink?
Chloral hydrate. Quick but mild.
And?
Take it easy, 07.
And the fact he makes the vital mistake of ordering red wine with fish. Now, I did mention the film wasn't without its faults, and the film has some very odd pacing to it in hindsight. There's a bizarre and pretty much needless interlude, really, at a gypsy camp, with Bond witnessing some arcane catfight between two ladies. And the final act seems to feature multiple climatic scenes, leaping from train punch-up to Bond versus a grenade-dropping helicopter. And just when you think it's all over, it crams in a boat chase. It's kind of like they couldn't choose an ending, so made a few and then just threw them all in there anyway. It's great, but it does jar a little bit with the spy thriller that comes before it. Now, elsewhere in From Russia With Love, there's some Dr. No-level debuts here. We get a glimpse at Spectre Island, the organisation's secret training base, and cinema's first glimpse at Spectre's cat-stroking criminal mastermind Blofeld. And not forgetting Desmond Llewellyn's gadget guru Q making his debut here, providing 007 with a nifty, fully loaded briefcase.
Q Branch has put together a smart-looking piece of luggage for us. We're issuing this to all 00 personnel.
An ordinary black leather case with 20 rounds of ammunition here and here.
Now, I do prefer Bond in From Russia With Love over Dr. No. Connery certainly seems more comfortable here, with the most significant change being that Bond is less cold-hearted and a lot more charming this time around, as well as solidifying himself as a total ladies' man.
You're one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen.
Thank you, but I think my mouth is too big.
No, it's the right size. For me, that is.
And speaking of the ladies, I'm a big fan of Lotte Lenya here as Rosa Klebb. She's a creepy, menacing henchwoman, infamous for having shoes with blades in them. She has an odd scene early on when she recruits the gorgeous Daniela Bianchi, showing a certain taste for the ladies herself, which must have been quite a thing in 1963.
Come, my dear. You are very fortunate to have been chosen for such a simple, delightful duty. A real labour of love.
Also, I'd be remiss not to shout out the cameo from Sylvia Trench, coming back for round 2, reprising her role from Dr. No in a neat bit of connective tissue that's quite rare across the 25-film franchise.
Well, I've just been reviewing an old case.
Oh, so I'm an old case now, am I?
Shh, it's the office. Tell him I'm on my way, will you?
He is not on his way.
Sylvia, behave. We'll do this again some other time soon.
Do what? Last time you said that, you went off to Jamaica.
Now, after directing Dr. No and this film, Terence Young would hand the reins over to Guy Hamilton for Goldfinger. Hamilton and Lewis Gilbert would almost exclusively steer Bond through the 60s and 70s. Now, this film also has the first real Bond theme tune, in the shape of English singer Matt Monro's title track. It's not the series' best song, but again, it lays down a template and a style that's still mostly being adhered to today. Now, I'm not hugely familiar with Monro's work, in all honesty, aside from his awesome opening track in The Italian Job, on days like these. Now, in terms of vintage Bond, the initial trilogy of Dr. No and From Russia With Love and the following year's Goldfinger are pretty much the 007 Holy Trinity. Everything about the franchise is encapsulated in those 3 films. I love the exotic Jamaican setting of Dr. No and the flat-out zaniness of Goldfinger. From Russia With Love feels like a perfect middle ground between the two, literally so. There's nothing particularly glamorous about its setting. The Bond girl doesn't have an eyebrow-raising innuendo of a name, and the villain's plot's simply murder and extortion. There isn't a nuclear missile or space laser in sight. Go check it out.
Lied. Dushka, tell me the truth. Am I as exciting as all those Western girls?
Oh, once when I was with Am in Tokyo, we had an interesting experience.
Thank you, Miss Moneypenny. That's all.